Welcome or welcome back, beautiful souls, to the channel. I'm Chica, your conscious mentor, medicine woman. Today, I'm going to be going over what you need to know about this solar eclipse that is happening in Aries, also known as the Aries new moon. Yes, you heard that right. We have two Aries new moons back to back. I'm going to go into this and how it will affect you April 20th, 2023, 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after. In this video, I'm going to be going over channel messages with you, pulling out cards, and telling you what plants to work with to help you through moon rituals and how. So I'm really excited to get into this video. Before we get started, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, put notification bells so you do not miss a video. And also, if you have not gotten yourself a lunar planner, we talked about this. Why haven't you gotten yourself a lunar planner? Get one ASAP. It's down below. It's only $22, and I'm going to specifically highlight this because in the lunar planner, it's a 12-month planner that gives you moon prompts for every moon, mantras, shadow work prompts, moon rituals, and so much more. And it goes over a survival guide for this eclipse season. So if you have been wanting to step into this eclipse energy, I highly suggest you doing that. Lastly is my medicine retreats. I still have them open. They are going to be closing soon and they are filling up. So if you've been wanting to step into community, curious about plant medicine, wanting to work with medicines to help heal you in your journey, I have 3 medicine retreats for you lovely beings. Okay, that is it. Let's get into this video. Okay, so I'm actually recording this, and as you guys are watching this, I'm most likely in Bali doing a training for my womb initiation training. And yeah, I'm really excited because there's so much I'm going to be sharing with you guys that's going to support you in eclipse season after as well. So yeah, really excited. If you guys have been in Bali or you've been to Bali, let me know down below. Let's get into what you need to know about this solar eclipse in Aries. Any Aries in the house, let me know where it places in your chart. If you're a fire sign, are you a fire sign? Let me know down below. I have pulled out some cards beforehand. Spirit was like, pull them out before. So I actually just shuffled them. I haven't looked into them. We're going to look into them together, but that's what Spirit's holding down. So the first thing you need to know about this solar eclipse is that solar eclipse means, astrology wise, new beginnings, internal changes that are allowing us and initiating us to start new beginnings. We are now full spring into spring, pun intended. So with spring, when we think about it, the nature is growing, the buds are starting to grow on the trees. And with that, that gives us an awesome opportunity for the new moon to start new ventures based on the internal and emotional changes that we've been going through. So the first thing you need to know about the solar eclipse that's happening in Aries on April 20th, 2023, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, is that what are the major themes in your last new moon? Okay, so you guys have noticed the video that I posted before about the Libra full moon and there's a theme. This whole month period, this whole cycle with the Libra full moon and also the solar eclipse in Aries is telling us to really be reflective. I also want to share that we started the retrograde in Taurus literally like 5-ish days ago, right? So at this point, you are being told to really co-create with the trust of spirit, the trust of these new beginnings. And it's not a fact of doing in the human, but rather doing with our spiritual, our soul. That's really what retrogrades are. I don't think a lot of people talk about this online. And it's something that I've noticed is retrogrades is allowing us to pause the human action for us to step into the internal action. So this is a time of integration. This is a time of reflection. This is a time of really tuning into, and I'm going to go into a little bit more through this video about the solar eclipse and the retrograde in Taurus. So what happened? Like what went on? We talked about the Aries new moon, bringing up a lot of fire energy, bringing up a lot of uncomfortable conversations in the collective and wanting to be the change in the world, but not knowing how to start that. So here we're learning that the internal changes are supporting us on understanding what we need to do to show up in this world and be energetically responsible humans for our highest timeline. So we are having a deja vu moment. We are having this moment where we feel like we've been on this path before. Some of you are probably cross-lapping with past lives. What are past lives? Past lives mean that every life that you've come onto Earth, Your consciousness, your soul remembers it. Have you ever walked near somewhere and you're like, oh my God, this feels so familiar. I've been here before. This feels like I've done this before. It feels like I've dated this person before. It feels like I've had a friend like this before, but it also feels so long ago. That is deja vu. That is energetic. And deja vu in spiritual terms is defined as like when your timelines are crossing over, where you get to rewrite the story this timeline, right? So for example, a very common one, if you have a witch wound, if in the past lives you have been punished for your gifts, you've been punished for what you've done, in this lifetime you're getting the permission, as we just left Aquarius season. So those of you in the Aquarius Saturn return and you just left it, this is kind of your opportunity where you're starting to see the new beginnings of you working against like old systems and old ways of thinking and old ways of mediums of communication that is shifting. For example, TikTok blew up during this Aquarius time. It has given people an opportunity to get that little extra push that they need if, and most likely you are meant to help the collective through technology. So during the solar eclipse, where it comes for a collective energy, is that we're coming back to this remembering of realizations, of awakenings, of karmic past. This could be also having someone that is from our past that brought a lot of anger in our life, that brought a lot of discomfort, that brought a lot of not internal peace. And we're being asked to call in that peace, to call in that confirmation, to call in and closing that chapter on our own. The awakening is the remembering, it's the higher perspective to help you now know exactly what you want. This Aries solar eclipse that's happening, this new moon, April 20th, 2023, 3 days before the day and 3 days after, is affecting you because you are starting to realize, what do I want to co-create with the universe? Which brings me to our first card, co-creation. We have the cheetah energy, we have the owl, right? So where I'm seeing this is like the cheetah is looking at the owl, and I believe that's an egg underneath, right? So it's like when we can look internally, when your inner power can get the ego out of the way, the power is honesty and integrity. If you can step into the energy of the cheetah, into the energy of the cat energy, the lion, any Leos here, this is specifically for you as well. So you are looking at this knowledge, right? You're looking at the knowledge and the wisdom. This knowledge and wisdom may come through someone. This may come through a collaboration. This may come through in a way that you are not conventionally known to receive this message as usual. This is what makes this eclipse season so powerful. You are receiving these awakenings in different ways of communication. Underneath the owl, you will see the cosmic egg, right? Cosmic egg is like, if you choose to co-create with the energy that is here, to co-create with this deja vu, with these past lives, with these Akashic records, with all these aspects, we are then giving ourselves opportunity to awaken something deeper, to remember something deeper. You guys know, if you've been to my retreat, what's one of my biggest things in here on YouTube is to bring you a remembering in your soul. And I love this because this literally is defined as a remembering of your soul. It is igniting the fire within you again, but this time it's like you have no other choice but to do it because everything around you is forcing you to do so. You have another card here, which is the flexible card. Be flexible. Can we just talk about, again, you have the cosmic egg. So just to give you guys an idea, cosmic egg, when I see an egg in any of the cards, which right now we have 2 cards of that, and they're the first 2 cards, it is telling me that what you're receiving for this solar eclipse is highly related to your biggest endeavor, your biggest manifestation of life, your biggest lifetime success, what you're calling in. And you're going to be kind of quantum leaping that during this eclipse season, specifically starting with the solar eclipse, because it's all about signifying change and new beginnings. So for example, if you've been really reflecting internally about moving, maybe there's an opportunity that allows you to move. Maybe there's a job opportunity. Maybe there's just this feeling that you have to go. This is a great time to start, planning those things, getting logistical with it, not putting it out. Again, it's retrograde season. It's not about doing things, signing contracts, but it is about just getting things done. So the second thing you need to know about this solar eclipse and new moon in Aries, it's happening on April 20th, 2023, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, is that Spirit is purposely not communicating with you to allow you to surrender to the uncertainty of new timelines being shifted. So I want to just reiterate this. So I talked about a lot about deja vu and past lives. That is your soul communicating with you, okay? Do not belittle yourself, please. I'm not saying this to pet your ego, but I'm saying this in love, is like, trust your intuition, loves. Like, trust your intuition. You've been through this road before. You've done these same things the same way. Do it differently. Like, how much does the moon have to trigger you, ignite you for you to finally make the decision? So here it's like saying about the spirit is purposely not communicating with you, which means that they're working, right? There's just, think of little like working gnomes and fairies and behind the scenes that you don't even see, and they're doing things to bring you and help you and support you on the right path. And this is what brings me to this other card, Between Two Worlds, okay? Now, I want to go into the flamingo because I'm going to actually write it down because I for some reason, Spirit's like, look up flamingo in the spiritual meaning. So it means beauty, balance, potential, and romance. So what this is telling me just from the bat, number one, the flamingo is pink, but it also has black in it. So it's like, I see your heart kind of being refilled in color. Okay, so what that means is that there's like a new beginning that's igniting in your heart. There's more passion and tension that's happening around things. Some of you are getting out of seasonal depression, seasonal sadness. I don't like to use the word depression, but like seasonal pressures of the seasons. And now you are stepping into like the uncertainty, and you've been in the waiting room for a while, and Spirit's like, okay, you're going to stay here and wait, or you're going to actually do something about it without like beyond you, you know? So here it's really saying that new timelines are being shifted. This is a time where you are being tested. You are being tested in all ways, specifically in your relationship. How can you look at the breakup, the divorce, the chaos, the out of chaos card, the chaos that these past relationships have brought you? And like, the horse is one of the most majestic beings on this planet, guys. Do you know that? The horses are one of the most healing animals in Earth, top 3. A lot of people don't know, but horses, riding with them, being with them is great for speech impediments, great for traumas, great for PTSD. Like, they are one of the most undescribably healing frequencies. So here's just saying, like, even though what I'm seeing is like the chaos that is up here, and you between two worlds, moving things and like feeling like, oh man, Chica's retrograde, I can't really do things. Yes, you can. You can 100% do that. How can your soul work on its highest timeline in a time of uncertainty? I want you to write that down. How can your soul work on its highest timeline in a time of uncertainty? So with this flamingo, it's telling me that romance, like, how can you work on balancing, you know, harmonizing what you already have? How can you create what you already have? When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. What lemonade are you making? You're going to be creative with it. You're going to put a little bit of oranges because it's in the fridge right now. Like, seeing that as abundant, that what you already have is abundant. Because one of the biggest things that's coming up with the co-creating card is the feeling you're getting right now. As much as you think that Spirit giving you absolutely everything is going to change that feeling, it's not. It's not true. It is not true. I'm going to share from my own personal experience here, and it might resonate with you, and I feel like it will. But I felt like I needed to have a certain idea of life in order for me to be really happy. I needed to have the right money. I needed to have the right car. I needed to have the right house. But the thing is all that happiness is internal. So what this retrograde is supporting us, especially Taurus is all about self-care. It's about treating yourself. How do you feel comfortable receiving love from people, receiving love from yourself, receiving love from your partners, receiving love from your family and friends? Is there guilt there? Is there this feeling of like, you know, like someone needs a means to an end, right? Not necessarily. And maybe you've been taught that through the shadow of, you know, your past, right? You were constantly the emotional support. You were the therapist as your inner child. Well, now it's a new beginning. It's like learning about, how can someone hold me? How can someone hold me in this time of uncertainty, including my highest timeline, including myself right now, being those lemons and making the lemonade. And maybe that just means taking some time before you make the lemonade, is what I'm trying to say. So again, spirit's not purposely communicating with you. Some of you are being blocked by even your psychic abilities. It doesn't mean that you've lost it and it's not there. It just means this is for only some of you. It just means that a lot of you like to control things, and spirit's like, we ain't doing that, because you agreed to this. You agreed to clearing all these things. You wrote these intentions the last Aries new moon. We need to make sure you're 100% committed, regardless if things in the human is not coming through the way you want it to be. And when we start to do this, this is where it goes back to that last Libra full moon. This is why I love to go back to things. Libra full moon, I talked about the shaper and the shaped. Go watch that video, because this is really connected to that. The shaper and the shaped, okay? You are still learning how to be shaped in your new reality, in your new purpose, in your new awakenings, in your new realizations. Take time, okay? I always say the soul, on other dimensions, things are so quick and instant. They are. They really are. Everything you want is already happening. And I don't say this as flu, but it's true. The human is like the training, is like the opportunity. Now that training can be really easy if you walk in it and say, I'm going to do well and this is going to work out. But if you walk into the day of the test and you're like, I'm going to fail, Spirit's going to be like, okay, let me give you all the things to fail, because you manifested that. We have to take that responsibility of knowing that when things are not communicated, it doesn't mean that we're not being supported. When things are silent, it doesn't mean that things aren't working. When you're not working on something, doesn't mean it's not happening. Aries is saying, what are you doing to still ignite and tend to your inner fire? Even when things are not happening, even if there's not people around that fire watching your fire. Why does that matter? Including yourself. So that was a deep one. So that's one of the biggest things to know about this Aries new moon and solar eclipse. The next thing is you are going through a period of transformation that is forcing you to use your gifts to support and expand. Like I said, spirit is kind of really like not telling you things. And the reason why is because it's trying to tell you, like, what do you got? What are you going to use at this time? You got Father Sky. So trust the universe and the unknown. How much more do I need to say? Okay, the Father Sky represents a father person, maybe someone who has passed away on the other realm. For some of you, that is supporting you very heavily. Like they're really, I see them doing some deep upgrades with you, but I also see them moving some things, clearing, tending. It's almost like going into a basement and seeing all the cobwebs. And I just see this masculine guy just clearing. I even see Archangel Michael, if any of you connect with that, that is also coming through in the eagle spirit. So here it's really saying trust. Trust yourself. Trust. I know you're annoyed by that, but just trusting. What are your gifts? You have gifts. If you're like, Shika, I don't know what my gifts are. Your gifts are going to shine during the time of the eclipse season. And during this time, your internal soul is going to tell you how to use your gifts. So what a blessing is it for the solar eclipse in Aries? You are basically getting this pull and this deep support to expand your gifts, to expand your psychic abilities, to expand your intuition, to expand your empathicness, to expand your clairsentient, to expand your clairvoyant, right? You are expanding it, you're dream walking. This is a time of really learning, how can I use my gifts to work with my purpose? I was just talking about the Earth Dharma Healers training students about this. Like, you gotta work on yourself and go inwards in order to know how you can go outwards with your gifts. And this is what this retrograde blessing is. It's like a tending to with the Taurus, tending to those water, tending to those emotions, tending to your being. When you can do that, so much is opening up for you. Let's see what the ancestors have to say about as far as transformation. And here we go. Animal guardian, trust your instincts. Do any of you have an animal guardian, an animal that is really powerful for you? Maybe it's in this card, maybe it's not. Type it down below. What is your animal that is your totem? Or maybe an animal you really connect with. So trust your instincts. Again, do I need to say more? This solar eclipse in Aries is about trusting your instincts in the time of no man's land, in the time of between worlds. Okay? There's no way that your present self, you're gonna be pissed at me, but I'm gonna say this. There's no way that your present self knows what your highest self is gonna do. I'm sorry, but your highest self tells you things, but your human right now doesn't know. You don't know nothing. And the reason why is because the frequency you are right now is helping you get to the sun, which is the card at the bottom of the deck. Sun is representing enjoy, success and happiness, right? Enjoy the success and happiness right now, because when you can do that, you are about to step into trusting your instincts. That's how you trust your instincts. What makes you happy and what is your definition of success? When you can connect with this during the solar eclipse in Aries, I want you to write that down. You are then going to find out how to trust your instincts. What is blocking you from trusting your instincts? And that's where you need to create new habits and intentions during this new moon. New moons is all about new intentions around happiness, around your definition of success, based on upgrading it with the awakenings and realizations that you're receiving 3 days before the day of and 3 days after. The next thing you need to know about this Aries new moon solar eclipse is that what habits have subconsciously been applying in your life to prevent you from manifesting your big energy intention. Big energy, hello Lizzo. Okay, go look that up, write that down. Go listen to Big Energy. I think that's the name of the song, Big Energy. Let me look it up on my phone. That's what just came up. I don't know if that's a song. Honestly, probably it is. But Spirit was like, Big Energy. Let me look it up. Oh yeah, it is definitely a song, Big Energy. You know the song. So go look it up. Listen to this after this. Lato, Big Energy. So when you're listening to this and you're thinking of you're tuning in, you're vibing, what part of yourself is subconsciously saying, I can't get that. I don't have the money yet. I don't have the house yet. I don't have the soulmate yet. I don't have the kids yet. I don't have the beach in front of me in my backyard in Costa Rica yet. How much of your subconscious is literally keeping you attached to your reality right now? Now, there is a balance, right? I'm not all light and love. You guys know that. But I'm also saying that like we have to be attached to our reality to know where we have to go forward. But what this Aries new moon is telling you is you've already made it forward. Stop prisoning yourself to the old. Like stop prisoning yourself. I see yourself in a dungeon, like feeling like you're still imprisoned, which might resonate with you again for you guys to do past life. I think more and more I talk about this, we're going to do this energy healing meditation I'll do for this. Make sure you follow and you subscribe, put notification bells, because I'm going to post and do a short past life regression meditation for you guys. That's going to change your life. Like you're going to be like, wow, that's the power of my soul going into my body and going into remembering things. So here it's just saying that you're subconsciously telling yourself. Now, what I want you to do as a practice, I want you to sit with your womb, with your sacral, and we're just checking my, okay, cool. With your womb, with your sacral. And as you sit with your sacral, I want you to ask yourself, okay, listen up. I want you to ask yourself, what am I subconsciously doing that makes me feel like I'm not worthy to receive this manifestations? You're gonna be amazed. Every way that you talk about yourself, every block that you have recognized is what's blocking you. Anything that is telling you that you don't have yet is making you in a lack frequency to that manifestation, and you are pushing it away. It feels like you're in a hallway. I'm seeing a hallway of you running, and the door keeps getting further and further, because as you're running to it, you're talking about these beliefs. It's where it's like, okay, let's push it further, guys. We thought we were going to bring it closer to you, right? I know this might be angering some of you, but this is all for your highest timeline. This is to help you. What is being ignited? What is being triggered as you watch this video? So again, what are the biggest things subconsciously that is in your being that is preventing your inner fire, that is preventing you from manifesting these big intentions? Now, the next thing you need to know about this solar eclipse that's happening in Aries, new moon, April 20th, 2023, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after. Retrograde is in effect, as I mentioned. So meaning that it is not a time to make quick decisions, contracts, not a time to sign a house, not a time to decide to impulsively book that trip halfway across the world and move there. It's a great time to vision it. Look at what that looks like. Look at what the fear is behind making these steps. Yes, because then when you receive it after retrograde, Spirit's going to make sure it's a clear road. There's no traffic. There's no collisions. It's just flowing, right? So this is a time where you really have to, again, trust the unknown, trusting what's here already for you, trusting the mystery, and that Spirit's just kind of keeping contact a little limited to help you feel more empowered as a soul, to know that you don't only have to bring in offerings to Spirit. one of y'all been doing this. This is coming up. This is for specifically one of you. Let me know if this resonates with you down below. Don't go and give spirit offerings only when you need help. Only doing meditations when you need help. Come on, give and take. Spirit's kind of like, hello, like, can we also make you tune into your power? You know, going into co-creation doesn't mean asking spirit for something and just sitting there and being like, okay, well, I'll just wait. In divine timing. Sorry, that was my speaker. In divine timing. I always hear this a lot with people. They're like, in divine timing, if it's meant, if it's meant. Okay, yeah, totally. But like, what are you doing to make it work in divine timing? That doesn't mean physical things of the human. Reminder, it could be through the soul. It could be doing that healing, that shadow work during retrograde. It doesn't have to be doing things just because it's retrograde and you can't sign the contract to your house or make that big decision quickly. It's a time to think and reflect. What does that decision look like? How can I feel a full body harmonization and balance with the flamingo spirit between two worlds, so I can be in my heart and ask my heart what is best for me? And you're getting that clarity, guys. You're getting that clarity with this new moon. You're setting these intentions with this new moon, and that's going to happen so much quicker. Eclipse is like quantum leaps. Eclipse season is a quantum leap opportunity to our new beginnings that we've harnessed. So that means anything that is against that energy is going to be kicked out, and anything that is for that energy is going to come in. Okay, the next thing you need to know about this solar eclipse, Aries, new moon, April 20th, 2023, is that how devoted and committed are you to your evolution of life? So I want to share something with you guys. I've been wanting to share it, and I think this is a great video to share it. Anyone here watching this video tend to think when they communicate with people, whether it's partners, friends, strangers, that person is not spiritual or open spiritually, right? Think about it. All of us have been there. Even myself, I've been there. I'm going to say something very deep. That's your ego. That is your ego. There is no such thing as spiritual and non-spiritual people. That is a way of separation. That is this way of disturbing your inner peace. And this is the reason and why this reflects on the solar eclipse in Aries. When we automatically categorize things in our head, we are now making them bad and good. There is no such thing as bad and good, because I might walk and see something and think that's good, and you might walk and see something and see if something's bad, or vice versa, or a gray area. There is not a neutral, completely bad and completely good thing. That thing does not exist. It's just being, right? So when people talk about spirituality, being spiritual means that you are on a journey of evolution. And during the solar eclipse in Aries is understanding in your journey of evolution as a human, as a spirit, as a soul in this lifetime, on this time of Earth. What are you here to create? What are you here to co-create with your highest timeline? That is what the solar eclipse is. Boom, mic drop. That's the end of the video. Okay, thanks guys. That's literally the full thing, right? So here what it's talking about is how devoted are you to your life evolution? How devoted are you to your life? You know, for some of you who probably were in dark times and didn't feel like you wanted to be here, there's a reason why you're here. Your soul is like, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. Even if you feel like for some of you, you're in this space where you feel like so much is constantly changing. I'm always doing the shadow work, Chica. I'm always healing. I've been manifesting for a long time. I'm doing all the work. Well, like, again, you're being a victim. You're making that a block for yourself. So here it's like, how can you see that as not bad? You have lifetimes to evolve. You have lifetimes to create, right? You are able to receive it regardless of what happens. But here it's like, are you evolving your spirit? Are you evolving your soul? Are you doing new ways of healing that you haven't done before? Which is why I've honestly been doing retreats and medicine retreats, because I know that there's a lot of you guys who are curious. But my question is, are you willing to go outside of what you know and do the work? And if you are, apply down below, simple plug. So for example, the moment we start to accept and define experiences, the experience is death, allowing ourselves to commit to what is right now. When we accept death happens in all different parts of our life, guys. For example, when we finish a job, when a job doesn't work with us, when a relationship ends, that's death. Like that is a time where your heart is breaking to expand in a higher frequency, to open and to be open to love. Now, what happens is evolution. We as humans start to stop that evolution because we try to stop the way that we want to emotionally release, for example, after a heartbreak, or dissolve those emotions. We try to stay in that space of heartbreak and pain. We choose that because we are seeing not the lesson, but rather what affected us. We are then halting our awakening. We are now halting our realizations. We are then halting our lessons. Do you see what I'm saying here? So with this solar eclipse in Aries, it's all about understanding how can we see that death in life is constantly around us. And the true awakening as a human is that we are having the opportunity to reflect on what is being either grieved at this time and what is being rebirthed at this time at this same time. That is why the between the two worlds. You are grieving things. This might look like that you are grieving friendships around this time. You are grieving a relationship. This can be currently or something in the past. So I want you to ask yourself, what is your soul grieving and what is your soul excited to create? Those two things are equal. Equal. You going through a breakup is equal to your ability to evolve and open your heart and work on yourself. If you didn't go through that breakup, you wouldn't be able to evolve and allow yourself to prepare for your manifestation for your soulmate. The evolution is paused through you. You choose the pauses throughout the space. Okay? Humans didn't stop and say, why is my ears like this after so many years? Why is my body like this after so many years? Right? We evolved. We didn't think about it. It just happened. So this is what Spirit's talking about. Trusting the unknown of co-creation. Being between two worlds. Being flexible. Round and Round card came out again. I've been pulling this card for ages and we're still here, guys. Okay, we are coming around and around with the things we already know, the healing we already know, the work that we've done already, but we're seeing it differently. We're stepping into the eagle's eye of perspective and reflection. So again, how devoted and committed are you to the evolution of life? Because the moment we accept the experiences that have brought death in our life, that have ended in our life, is the time that we allow ourselves to know that we have constantly now brought forgiveness, and now we are stepping into the energy and frequency of committing to the evolution of who we are as a human. So this is huge. If you had to do your journey again, would you? And if the question is no, then no. Honestly, when I'm sitting with it at this point in my journey, I say yes. Because every single part of my journey, even the ones that brought the most pain in my life, have brought me the opportunity to be here meeting you guys, right? I would have still been in corporate PR, fashion week. Yeah, sounds great. But like, I would still be in that world if it wasn't for me going through the trauma that I went through, going through the wounded masculine that projected their pain and sadness on me, being the victim and continuously being in victimhood all my life, to buy love, to receive love, to please to get love. That's how I stopped my evolution. The moment I said, this is what it is, this is the truth, I then had a choice. How am I going to evolve from this period and this moment? That's what the solar eclipse energy is. Whoa, this is deep. So again, like, depending on your answer of this question, you are blocking yourself right now. That's the key. How are you stopping your evolution? That's it. How are you stopping the evolution of the fire? You can either add more wood to the fire and keep living, or you can just let the wood die. That's your choice, right? And there's a difference between things ending because they're meant to end and things ending because we're choosing for it to end because we're scared. We're fearful, we're shameful. But I want to say this all in all that I'm bringing up and I'm triggering in you is to create space to help you manifest what is to come. Like, guys, I don't think you understand. Right now we're at a very interesting world and time. The human mind is becoming conjoined with technology to a point where it's replicating it, but it will never fully replicate it because humans still have this secret intuition, instinct that will never be fully replicated by technology. That's just the way it is. We as humans need feelings, we need emotions, we need to evolve. Technology, what it's preventing us is it's giving us an opportunity that we don't need to evolve anymore. And with that, that means that death continues. That's deep. I can go in so much deeper, but you know, a lot of things happening in the system in the world about population and being the population. People are saying there's too many people in the world and all these things, that the conversations that are happening. And I'm sharing this with you because these are all things in the system that are preventing you from stepping into your fire. Now, your choice. Are you going to step into the power of evolution? Are you going to be in that power of evolution? That's up to you. And this is why for the solar eclipse in Aries, this new moon on April 20th, 2023, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, the throat chakra is activated. You are stepping into the power of your own voice, the power of your own truth. And where that is not, it will completely dissolve after when we go into the next eclipse, which is the lunar eclipse next video. So again, this is all about the intention of where I'm at. What intentions do I want to do to empower me and support me for my soul? And in this retrograde, it's allowing me to have that opportunity so then I can do all the things and have the rest I need, but also do the work I need to continue that evolution. Let's take a breath. Woo. The last thing I want to share with you guys about this solar eclipse in Aries that's happening on April 20th, 2023, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, is that this is a time to slow down, to refocus on what is the bigger picture of your life. Life is light force energy. What happens in life? We're all here because of wombs. We were birthed in a womb, right? But every single one of us has the energy of the sacral and has life force energy. So my question to you is, how are you allowing yourself to bring life into your life, but also shed what needs to be shed with the serpent energy? Now I'm going to share something really deep. A lot of you, I'm going to talk to all those in their bleed. You guys are, your bleed's shifting. Okay. So now that you're stepping, if you were not focusing on manifesting, now it's going to go into the full moon. And for some of you that are focusing on family and fertility and birthing and being in that harness, it's new moon. Okay. You might be matched with this and synced with this. Let me know where you're at in your bleed. So what this is saying is that you're being called to really be inwards. Inwards doesn't mean you're not doing the evolution. It just means it looks differently than what your human is used to. Let's see if there's any other cards in terms of that. So Stargazer, set your sight higher. Can I say any more? Solar eclipse in Aries is all about setting yourself higher. Okay? Higher than what you've been taught. That's evolution. People who are curious and constantly curious, regardless of how many years I've been on my spiritual journey and how many medicine retreats I've done, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. Don't care. What spirit cares about is the fact that you're constantly allowing yourself to be a student and a teacher. So here it's like sight higher. How much higher can you go? You don't even know. And it's so big. It's huge. It's as big as the enlightenment of the expansion of Earth, of like the galaxy. That's what we're all on this journey for. You know, the biggest thing I really resonate with, and I'm going to leave you with this before we close the video and go into the plants. Remember, you're living a life and you're going to die one day. You're going to die one day. You have the opportunity right now to receive this message for evolving. Your death is not definite. You don't know when that is. Death is constantly close to us. So with the Aries and solar eclipse is an awakening of understanding that if we look at life knowing that we are going to die, and this lifetime is preparing us for death, we are now stepping into a whole other higher and bigger timeline. So my question to you is, how are you evolving? Constantly evolving your human and your soul during this time, regardless of all the things happening in this world, regardless of the unseen helping you and not calling you on the spirit line. How are you constantly evolving, stepping into your inner co-creation and power with your soul to prepare you for the biggest enlightenment? This world is a playground. That's all I will say. Start playing. Start being curious. When you can do that, you know that your life will constantly be fulfilled no matter when that time of transition to the next earth life is coming. So this is a sign for you to really step into evolution. The word for the solar eclipse in Aries is evolve your soul. You're evolving your soul into new beginnings beyond what you know. So start getting curious. Start working with yourself. Start doing practices differently. Okay, so let's end this video with what plants to work with for this solar eclipse. There's only 2 that came in that wanted to work with us. So 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, you can work with kava, which I love kava, or passion flower. These 2 can be ingested, and that's what they were communicated with. So whether that is putting them in, teas, or you can put them in smoothies, whatever feels good for you. You can even soak them and steep them for 15 minutes and make a bath, a beautiful detoxing new beginnings bath with that. I'm even getting roses that are coming up. So if you want to do roses in the bath, that's going to be really beautiful, bringing that floral feminine yin energy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was really deep. I was not expecting, honestly, to go this deep with you guys. Let me know down below what resonated with you. What changed your life in this video? And also, don't forget to get yourself a lunar planner. Get yourself a lunar planner. It's only $22. It will support you. It has a whole solar eclipse and eclipse support. Again, come on, let's do it. Get yourself one. It's down below. And lastly is medicine retreats. I got them coming this year. If you've been wanting to go into medicine, you want to go a little more curious with the evolution of your soul, whether that's for your ancestors, your divine feminine, divine masculine within you and beyond you, and connected within all relations, I suggest you applying. Fill out the form. Like I said, I'm in Bali right now, so I will respond to you when I'm online. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share this with your friends, and I hope you guys have an amazing eclipse season, solar eclipse in Aries. Remember, you are powerful. You are life force energy. Start stepping into it. I love you all so much. Bye.